only using Zerglings, which are very cost effective. Looks like our second match will be on GSL dual site. Dan not wasting any time here, starting the next game.
Yep, that is right. Dan ain't wasting no time. I'm here, you're here. Dual sites is the map. Dual sites. Banshee play. I would tip my hat for that. I don't want to make any predictions, but what I know of Dan, what I've seen from him, what he likes to do, there's a good chance. As a Bulletproof asks for 2 minutes, so 2 minutes, that will give us a chance just to relax a bit.
So winners, this is the second match in a row where we have Zerglings, an early Zergling run by, essentially dictating the rest of the match.
Yeah, that is.
Chiari suffered that. Of course, Chiari's case was much more damaging, but even in this case, a short, a little Zergling run by can do a lot of damage. Dan lost that first tank, a few SCVs, and a couple of Marines very early, and essentially gave Bulletproof complete control of the matchup. Although I was not very happy with some of his decisions, like not taking a lot of bases over the map and not going for any kind of baneling play. Eventually, the sheer, raw numbers were too much for Dan to handle.
That's right. Am I still there? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, winners.
Great. I thought I pushed the mute button again. That sometimes happens, and then I end up talking for 2 minutes to myself before someone actually points it out to me in chat. Or if you message me, of course, that is. To what you said, yeah, he definitely overmade Zerglings as well, as because he did not saturate his bases quite sufficiently. He did not have the sufficient number of drones on all his bases to get that economy going. He could have gotten a fourth. He had absolute complete map control, but this is the difference between a Masters player and someone playing in the GSL, because those guys, well, they just spoil us to bits. Definitely.
Let's not forget the two layers.
The 2 layers, no baneling. So Bulletproof, maybe he was thinking about something else. Maybe he had something special in his head. Maybe, I don't know. If you're on TV, if you have, the two of us casting on the internet, maybe you're a bit nervous. Bulletproof says he's a bit nervous from time to time, but there's no reason for him to be nervous because he's a champion, and I'm sure he would like to reclaim his title as champion.
That's right, winners. Since we have a little short break here, maybe you can update our viewers on what is happening in the other matches. So looks like in the second round matchup, Gunman was able to take out Overstrike 2-0, which nets himself a spot in the third round versus Qusay. Of course, the other third round matchup is the one we are casting now, which is Dan versus Bulletproof. In the meantime, Stem did defeat Rupture to reach his third round, and we are waiting on Mazian and Seraphim to finish off their match to see who will be facing Stem. Magic Zerg also looks like we have one of our first round matches which haven't been played, winners. Ralphie versus Medivac, or maybe it was not updated in the brackets. I do not know.
Well, Ralphie is in game. Ralphie is in game.
So he might be playing his match. In the meantime, though, GSL dual site is being loaded up. Game 2 of this TVZ, Dan versus Bulletproof. I am Twidno, and joining me is Winners, and we are casting the StarCraft 2 Weekly Mina Cup number 9. On the right side of the map, the ugly side, the evil side, it is the red Zerg Bulletproof. And on the left side, the cleaner side, the more environmentally friendly side, it is the purple Terran Dan, who is down 0-1 in this best of 3 series.
That's right. I just had a couple of issues with my hotkeys, but it's all good. I kind of pressed the wrong button, what sometimes happens here. But yeah, like you said here, good versus bad. The Zerg spawning on the evil side, and of course Dan, the Terran from Lebanon. Probably Lebanon's best Terran, as far as I'm concerned, what I've seen at this point. Let's talk about the match here. Nice little matchup we have here. Bulletproof going for a gas first this time. No, he's not. He's going for the little extractor trick, which actually tricked me as well. Maybe a hatch first from Bulletproof here, if I may be so bold. Although he might think to himself, okay, I'm up a game, I played well, Dan is down a game, so it's for Dan to take a risk to make something happen. Bulletproof can play a standard game if he chooses to do so.
Very well said, winners. It'll be interesting to see what kind of decision he makes. And looks like looks like he might be going for the riskier hatch first here, as we see a drone making its way to transform into a hatchery at the natural. And there we go. In the meantime, as with most Terrans, Dan has chosen to wall off his front. He is taking a guess, and very standard play so far from him, as we will see the first Marine being trained very soon, and the command center being formed once the Rex is complete.
Yeah, a little mind game going on here. Bulletproof asking Dan, please no Banshees. Maybe he doesn't like Banshees, and well, both of us are Terrans, Twidnu.
Banshee play, man. I love Banshees.
Actually, I can't remember the last time I used the Banshee, to be quite frank.
Really? I almost open with it all the time in my TVTs.
Really? Does it catch your opponent off guard?
Occasionally. I usually try to hide it somewhere around my base so it's not spotted easily. And I do sometimes catch... you know when I love it? I love it when I do Banshees and my opponent tries to do a one base all-in kind of strat where he pumps out tanks very quickly and a couple of Marines and tries to siege up next to my main. And at that point I have two Banshees. He will not have more than one scan, as he's dropping down mules to get up his resources, considering he's only on one base. And I simply take out his entire army and then send a few Banshees over to his main, kill off more SCVs. So it has worked for me quite well sometimes, but sometimes I do get scouted, unfortunately. Engineering bay goes up, and you probably know the sad story from there.
Yep, I do.
But back to this game. Looks like it's second refinery is being taken after that gas. Dan making sure to wall in here, as he does not want to repeat from the first game. And do you think it'll be... I do not think... Yeah, it's most likely going to be siege tanks here, I think. Maybe a couple of Hellions first, but siege tanks definitely the name of the game. Or possibly Banshees, as he is dropping starport here.
I think, well, as far as I can see, this is going to be an early stem timing attack with medevacs, as far as I'm concerned here. Oh! And there's the stem.
Okay, so looks like it's going to be some kind of timing attack by Dan here. Oh, but no, he allows Zerglings into the main once again, and when that Zergling see enough, he does see two gas and the factory, so he does suspect something is incoming here. Looks like it will be Hellion and stemmed Marines timing, and I think a one base all-in. Dan's going to try and do an all-in here, winners.
Yeah, I think so too. So this might be Hellions along with medevacs and Marines. I would have liked to see maybe one or two Marauders in there. They're great against Spinecrawlers, they're great against Queens, as well as they take up quite a bit of surface area against Zerglings. Anyhow, enough of the theory and all that stuff. Let's see what Dan has here. What does he have in mind? One medevac is out. Is he going to go for an early drop? Yes, he is. But let's look at Dan. Bulletproof. He has nice overlord positioning here, and I think he'll be able to intercept that real nicely, though.
Yeah, I do not. This has the potential to do some damage. I do not think so, though. He still does not see it coming. Will he see it in time? That Overlord will just spot it as it is reaching his base. And
no stem.
No stem just yet. So those Marines, okay, they do take out one Overlord. That's definitely not enough investment. But Zerglings now come to try and attack. They do get this around, but Dan wisely does load up the Marines into the medevac and will safely get out if he chooses to do so. But no, looks like he is dropping again. Might wait for Stem to go out before he does anything. And Stem is seconds away. It is complete. So will he Stem?
No.
No, he's forced to get out. This drop looks like it will not do much. In the meantime, Dan getting a very, very, very late second here. Just about to complete his second command center. He does have siege tanks now out on the field. Winners, take a look at the worker count and let us know.
31 SCVs against 30 drones. Yes. What has Bulletproof been doing this whole time? He is pumping out Zerglings, but now he's going for another round of drones here, as he's also getting his macro hatch. He did quite invest into spy crawlers. He did get one spore crawler as well, so they take up drones, but I think he could have done better on the drones there, as he's going for, well, not an early layer, but it's an okay timing. I like it from him.
Okay timing for Lair. At the same time, he is building a macro hatch on his main, so it looks like he is looking to either drone up even more, or maybe looking for some kind of timing, as he did not take no signs of a third base anytime soon, Winner.
Yeah, again, I'd like to point out he has produced a lot of Zerglings.
Oh wait, a third now has been started. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, a third has been making, so he is not planning any kind of attack, at least for the time being. Dan is actually up on supply here, as it's 73 to 64. He has secured his natural. Does have a few siege tanks out on the just outside the natural, a few marines, couple of medivacs, and things look fairly quiet for now.
Yeah, but again, at 20 Zerglings, I don't see it. I don't see why. I mean, Zergs only need to produce, or should only produce, the units they need in order to fend off an attack. Otherwise, they should just drone all day and just sit there and gather minerals.
I fully agree, Winners. Zerg is a reactionary race. Looks like we do have an engagement here, a little surround on Marines. Zerglings, I suppose this is why he decided to go with so many Zerglings, but like you mentioned, Zerg is a reactionary race. You know, he should not, Zerg should not be producing any units he does not need. He should dedicate almost all his resources to expanding and droning up, while slowly taking up and getting his creep out on the field. Bulletproof, though, looks like he does prefer this style. We have seen it in the first game as well. I hope he does not continue to produce more Zerglings, as he is now building a spire.
Well, around the 12 drones here, very nice on him. He's gonna transfer a few drones over to the third. The Queen's already there to get off her first inject. Dan, well, he's making his third. He's probably gonna get that one closer to his main. The creep spread for Bulletproof is quite nice. I hope that he continues to do so throughout the matchup. Dan might want to take out a bit.
Oh, very nice. Dan did try to take out a few creep tumors, but Bulletproof did push his Zerglings to try and stop that, and the scan is gone now. Bulletproof should not, yeah, he should fall back, well, as the siege tanks there are very well positioned.
Well, Dan here is stemming over and over and over again, so his energy on the medevacs is going to be quite low here.
Not to mention, he did waste 2 scans just to take out a couple of creep tumors, so his resources will be a little lower now, wasting another scan, and unfortunately miss out on a couple of more 2 tumors. Zerglings now being suicided into there, and that Zergling count has dropped significantly.
Yep, and again,
sorry, but how many Mutalisks did he produce? I did see the Spire finish
9
off just now there. Okay, so
and they're in the main.
Oh, how did I miss that? They're in the main, and looks like they killed off quite a bit of SCVs before being driven out by the Marines.
Now here an engagement here. There's a surround here by the Zerglings on the siege tank. 3 siege tanks being taken out here, and Dan should pick up these units and go home, but he's continuing to stream as Bulletproof is getting his 4th here. Mutas are being intercepted here across the map. 42 Zerglings, more mutas on the way here. Bulletproof is going to camp the production facilities. He doesn't have enough mutas to do so quite yet. He's going to lose quite a few, but he's going to keep Dan in his base, and I think Dan knows that his time is ticking here.
Very well said, Winners. His time is definitely ticking. He has to do some damage here, deny a couple of bases, but Zerglings get another surround now. Will take out a few Marines and a tank. Mutas now fall back, will take out, oh, and all the Marines are down, which means those tanks are for the mutas to completely take over. Very wisely going for the medivacs first, as he knows he can come back to the tanks later. One medivac down, a second about to go down.